Welcome. I'm Casey Malone, the admissions counselor for campus visits at Mississippi State. Tonight, you're watching It's Major. Mississippi State is a comprehensive university with over 100 majors and emphasis. Each of those majors and emphasis live within unique academic homes. With It's Major, we will discuss more in depth each of those unique academic homes. Tonight, we are talking about the College of Architecture, Art and Design. Within the College of Architecture, Art and Design, we have got the School of Architecture, the Art Department, the Interior Design Program, and the Building Construction Science Program. With us tonight, I have Laura Mitchell, the admissions coordinator for the College of Architecture, Art and Design. So Laura, thank you for joining us tonight. How are you doing?
I'm great, Casey. Thanks for having us. We're so excited to be here tonight.
Yay, awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved within the College of Architecture, Art and Design.
Awesome. Yeah, so my background is not actually in any of those areas. I studied communication here at Mississippi State University, and after kind of transitioning from a print media career, I kind of fell into this position. I had a mentor that pushed me to apply, and I never thought about admissions or advising as a career, but I love it. One of the reasons I was kind of drawn to it is the students in our program are so diverse. They think differently and outside the box in a way that, you know, as a communication major, I never did, and they're very intriguing. They're very curious students. I kind of joke with them that they're the types of students that want to know a little bit about everything, so they find themselves taking classes all the way across campus and, you know, taking botany classes. So they're very fun group of people.
Interesting. So you just mentioned one of the things that drew you to work with the College of Architecture, Art and Design. So what's kind of something interesting that you have learned that maybe people wouldn't expect about the College of Architecture, Art and Design?
You know, I think we are a surprising group in the way that our colleges work together. Within our, college, you listed off all of our majors. At some point in every student's career, they will have an opportunity to collaborate across their major into one of the others. So very specifically, architecture and construction spend 2 academic semesters working together. Wow. In their senior year, we have students in architecture, building construction, interior design, and graphic design collaborating on a sponsored project, which is sort of a real-life scenario with one of our partners in the field, and they can walk away with a cash prize in that project. Oh, wow. So it's a really great opportunity for them to build up, their career interest, and then also help themselves merge into the field. So as an architecture or construction professional, you're never going to work alone. You're going to rely on those other fields. And what better way than to learn and do that as a student to make yourself more marketable once you hit that employment field, but also just more diverse in that area as well.
Okay, so. Cool deal. And what, besides what you just mentioned, is there anything that you think kind of makes us stand out that, you'll usually talk to a possible incoming freshman or transfer student?
We do very heavily rely on that collaborative atmosphere, but I think one of the bigger things is within that collaboration, we have a very close-knit group of students, and we have a really great faculty and student ratio. So we try to always make sure that our prospective students know how well they will be cared for, and how much we invest into them as well by setting up and really going in depth in these collaborative environments, and making sure they have opportunities to participate in those real-world scenarios.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. So let's hear from some students about why they chose MSU. So let's go straight to the source.
Hey, I'm Alexis Bartlesky. I'm a senior interior design major from Birmingham, Alabama, and I chose Mississippi State just because I loved the community, whether it's on campus or off campus, and I love the design community too. It fosters a lot of creativity, and you have a really strong collaboration between all of the schools in the CAD program, and especially interior design too. This is the materials library. It can get a little crazy in here sometimes, but all of these materials are donated, especially from people who come to our ASID Lunch and Learns. We have people like Noel who come in and they bring their products, their most trendy products and their most popular, and so we're able to see and touch and feel their products and use them in our current projects. Interior design has a great faculty here at Mississippi State. We have a really low student-faculty ratio, and they are always available, whether that's in the studio or away from the studio, and they always have just the most encouraging words to say, whether working on a project or getting to know you personally.
My name is Colin Jones. I'm from Madison, Mississippi. I'm a sophomore in the Building Construction Science major. I chose Building Construction Science because of the hands-on nature and the collaboration with the architecture students. Behind me is a modular tiny house building that we worked on collaborative with the architecture students, and collaboration is important because it will help me in my future occupation. A cool thing about the construction science major is that we go on field trips. Last year we went to Memphis and Atlanta. We got to see buildings in progress, and we got to understand how everything is in a phase. The faculty at Construction Science is very close-knit, and our group as a whole is very close-knit, and they're here to help you and here to help you succeed. You can just come up to them with questions and they'll help you as much as they can.
Hi, my name is Lizzie Jorgensen. I am a junior majoring in graphic design, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. The Department of Art offers concentrations in graphic design, photography, and fine arts, which includes drawing, painting, printmaking, ceramics, and sculpture. Right now I'm standing in the Closeway Depot, which contains the university's permanent collection. And they always have different artists coming in and out so that students have exposure to all different types of art from different people, from different perspectives. We know that the college decision process is a big deal, and it's normal to not have everything figured out. But if you're interested in the arts, we would love to help you figure out what exactly you want to do and where you want to go with that.
Hello everyone, my name is Jared Woolard, and I'm a second-year architecture student at Mississippi State University. I am from Greene County, Mississippi, and I grew up in a small town named Leaksville. My path to Mississippi State was kind of odd. I was going to a 2-year junior college, and after I graduated from there, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to settle for anything, so I started researching and asking questions to people that were in this prospective field, and it really excited me, so I just took the leap and I went for it, and I ultimately found something that just kept me so excited and lit a spark in my heart, really. I think collaborative studio was an important step for us because we start to work with students that are going to be in the same pyramid that we work in. And that is, designing and learning how things come together. And I think that was the most important thing that I learned as an architect this year is, how materials come together, how we order those materials, and then ultimately how we work with other people from other disciplines. A very advantageous thing. I'm really glad that we got to do it. It has been really self-awakening to learn how to work with different people from disciplines, because a lot of people bring different ideas, a lot of people bring different talents, and learning how to pull those things together to create an ultimate finished design. I'm excited for us to get started. Please come visit us as students. We're always here. Come visit the staff and the faculty. They'll make sure that you know everything that you need to know. Choose Mississippi State. The School of Architecture is amazing. We're going to push you. We're going to make you into the designer that you're meant to be. And we're always going to be here. So I'm really excited to have you. Come set up a tour if you haven't. If you're already coming, that's great. We're excited to have you. And, Hail State.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much to those students. I think you can really see kind of the passion they have for their major and really how much they love being a part of the design community at Mississippi State. Could you kind of talk about that a little bit, just about the close-knit community that they mentioned and really how that benefits students within the programs?
Mm-hmm. Casey, all of those majors have, kind of a reputation of being tough and very rigorous programs. And I know for a matter of fact that my students could not thrive in the way that they do because they're good students without the support that they have within their peers. And, the reason they are in studio is it is a great learning environment for that subject, but also it's a manufactured community of these students working together and building off their peers and learning and supporting each other. You know, right now, tonight, we have students in the lab over in Giles printing out their final reviews. They go and present their juries in third year tomorrow. They are so nervous. But they're doing that as a community. So, you know, when I left the building, there was about 7 or 8 students spread out in this room and printing and helping each other and vibing off of each other as they prepare to defend their work tomorrow. Those students have each other to lean on in crisis and in good times and celebration. And so I'm always jealous of the relationships that they're able to build in college because, you know, in my major, I didn't really have that, but they matriculate through their curriculum kind of sequentially together across all 4 of our programs. And they build these lifelong relationships that, you know, will carry them through their career. They might work together or they might work at different firms and be able to partner together eventually in the future, which is a really cool opportunity in my opinion.
Yeah, that's awesome. They already have the networking portion of their careers over with before they ever graduate. So that's really cool. And even through, you know, probably with their collaborations with the students in building construction science and the other programs, which we'll talk again about later. Okay, so I had an opportunity to tour building construction science a couple of weeks ago. It was so awesome. Let's talk about the tiny houses. What can you tell me about the tiny houses?
Okay, so the tiny houses are very, very intriguing. They're a great focal point for all of our students to kind of come in and have this hands-on building experience. They will partner up with architecture during their second year and go over and create, design, and build their own team's tiny house. Now, you know, it can vary. Sometimes our first year students will have that experience, but this year it is our second year students, so it is very much a collaborative project. But they go from ground to ceiling. They do everything from pouring the concrete, you know, putting the drywall in, installing the electrical, you know, the whole process. And so that's pretty cool as, you know, a 19-year-old, you're building your own tiny house. You know, neither of our programs really focus on residential, but that is a great opportunity for them to get in there and to experience what a concrete pour looks like or what, you know, can happen if the designer and the contractor didn't talk to each other and if they didn't plan well. So they get a really great life experience, and they're also a great thing to show prospective students that they could, you know, design their own bricks that they use in their tiny house build, so they don't have to, you know, go with a you know, retail brick. They could go out and create a brick pattern within their project and make it really cool and unique. So.
I know, and I guess the added pressure's on because they actually sell these tiny houses upon completion. So like somebody's going to live in these, so they need to do a good job so they can actually be sold. So if you guys are in the market for a tiny house, definitely give our building construction science program a call. Okay, so involvement outside of you know, the classroom, like what kind of things can the students get involved with to kind of expand research, maybe some internship opportunities? Is there anything that they can do?
You know, that's a great question, and there's a couple different things and opportunities they can get involved in. We have student organizations that can help support our students while they're here. So we've got, you know, a professional AIA chapter, and we've got minority student organizations, and we have ASID for interior design. Those are great for, you know, current students to get involved and build. But we also have a opportunity for undergraduate research within our college. Right now we are just an undergraduate college, and we don't let that stop us from researching and finding ways to go out there and test the limits and boundaries. So we have the Carl Small Town Center, which does community rehabilitation, revitalization. They look for ways to help small communities thrive or improve. We actually have a class that's called Create Common Ground. So we partner with the Create Foundation in North Mississippi, and we teach a class which is open to all of our majors actually any major across campus, but we tend to find that it is populated mostly with architecture and interior design and a few construction students, where they partner with the small town center and they'll do a real life project. So this year they're going to do a design project in Guntown, Mississippi, and revitalize a playground. The intention is that we will also help them rebuild that playground. You know, I don't know what the future holds, but that is the intention. And then we also have the Gulf Coast Community Design Center, which that's a cool little hidden gem that we have. Not a lot of people realize that we have this center on the Gulf Coast doing research in sustainability and hurricane impact on a community. They actually used to be in Jackson, and right after Hurricane Katrina, they packed that center up and relocated it to the Gulf Coast and started looking at how communities can prepare and plan for these types of national impacting events, and then how can they respond effectively and help rebuild these communities that are impacted by these natural disasters. So we try to find ways for our students to be a part of that. We offer them internships within the centers or opportunities to go down and help in different projects they might be having. The students that enroll in the CREATE class can also sign up for or look for internships within the small town center over the summer break. So we want them to make sure that they have exposure to all the different types of design, whether it be small town or revitalization or rebuilding or historical preservation, maybe the types that aren't looked at initially when you start thinking about architecture or design.
Yeah. I absolutely love that, because not only are they getting that hands-on experience, but they're also giving back to the communities as well. And that's something I absolutely love as an alum, a current employee. Like, I love hearing that our students are doing that.
I have a funny story for you.
Yeah, I love funny stories.
So we, with the Gulf Coast Community Design Center, they actually designed a Mardi Gras float.
Oh, wow.
And so they were a part of the Mardi Gras parade, but their float was made out of garbage. And so they were recycling and cleaning up, and they were the last float. So every float that went in front of them was losing, pieces and parts. So they just kept picking it up and adding it to their float as a part of the event, which was really cool. And I think it speaks a lot about who we are as a college. We want to sustain and make it better than it was as we go forward. So that was a really pretty cool opportunity for them to participate in something fun, but keep our mission going.
Oh yeah, that's incredible. I'm sure the parade organizers really enjoyed that there was a lot of trash that they didn't have to pick up afterwards, a lot of beads and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's great. Well, thank you. So we're gonna now learn a little bit more about some of the different academic programs.
Honors students have access to honors housing. And what's interesting about honors housing is not only are the rooms, nicer than the general population rooms, like they've got refrigerators in the rooms, private bathrooms in the rooms, 2 people to a room, there's a microwave in there, they're nice, they're really, really nice. But we are a true residential honors college, and what we mean by that is we've got classroom spaces in the residence halls, we've got lab spaces in the residence halls, we've got collaborative spaces in the residence halls. And that's great and cool and everything, but really the biggest benefit is that all the faculty and staff offices are located in the residence halls. What that means is students in the Honors College always have access to this fountain of expertise, of experience, and of knowledge who are literally working just down the hall from where you live.
I don't say this lightly. I think that honors housing was one of the best experiences in my freshman year. Like, my ability to interact with my friends who had the same type of motivation and curiosity as me changed my college experience and probably my college trajectory. Like, that motivated me to expand my education and to dive into the honors college in ways that I don't think I would have otherwise.
We very much are modeled after the Oxford-Cambridge residential college model. That means students live in their college where they take classes, where they go to see their professors. We are able to do that at this great land-grant institution because we have some wonderful residence halls that have space available for faculty offices and classrooms. So in the Zacharias Village right now we have 3 buildings that serve that function, and that means especially the freshmen get to live in this smaller community in the large research university. They get to take classes with students that they're seeing every day who are some of the top students in the country that we recruit based on their high school performances. And they get to see us. It's sort of in their own living room because our offices are right off of their student lounges. That's a very different experience than other students might have at a large university.
Tell you about another couple of ways you can keep up with everything that's going on in the Honors College. First of all, Honors has a podcast. It's called Honorable Mentions, and you can find it anywhere you get podcasts. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on Stitcher, it's on Google Play, it's on all the things. So check that out. Also, if you'd like to talk to me directly, you can email me anytime at wleonard@honors.msstate.edu, or you can visit me during one of my weekly Zoom sessions. Every Tuesday night at 6 p.m., I host a Zoom session where I talk to people about the Honors College. So please join me for those. You can find the registration links at our website at honors.msstate.edu. That's honors.msstate.edu, or you can just go over to the Shackles Honors College Facebook page. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope I get to see you all sometime really, really soon.
All right, thank you so much to the Shackles Honors College for sharing tonight. We certainly appreciate that. Something that they talked about is their awesome living learning community. So I'm interested if the College of Architecture, Art and Design has a living learning community, and what's that like for students?
We actually do currently have a living learning community. We have 2 housing options within that, so our students can live in Davenport or in Hull if they are accepted into that living learning community. It is open to all 4 of the units within the College of Architecture, Art and Design. The requirements to be a part of that living learning community are to take a drawing class together, and they also take a class taught by our associate dean talking about going to galleries and the importance of learning about the arts, and if this is something that they're interested in, versing themselves in that area. Now, the drawing requirement is that everybody in the LLC takes it. But when you look at our majors, construction students don't have to take a drawing class as part of their major. They usually would rather not draw. But, it's a great class, and it's a great opportunity for them to learn. Most of our students are versed in hand drawing and want to spend a little time in there. So they'll satisfy that required class. But as far as a requirement for drawing or a portfolio submission for a student to be reviewed, we do not currently have an entry portfolio requirement or a drawing requirement except for our architecture program. And this year with our application, we do have the requirement of a portfolio that accompanies that required application for all of our architecture applicants. And that application is live and open, and we are anxiously awaiting many submissions. We hope to be seeing those in the near future. There's a couple deadlines we do want to mention there.
I was just about to ask.
December 15th is the key deadline for early review. So students that meet some academic criteria will be eligible for early review. And then January 15th is general review, and everyone gets reviewed at that point for architecture. And now this is just the School of Architecture that has that secondary application. The other units, building construction, interior design, and art, do not currently have a secondary application. So there can be some confusion between that every now and then, and we want to make sure that our students that need to submit one know and those that don't know as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they appreciate that
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Okay, so you mentioned admissions requirements and the deadline. What kind of job placement rates can these students look at? Do you know of any within any of the different majors?
Yeah, we take great pride in keeping up with that and where our alumni are going. Each unit has a really resounding employment placement rate. Interior design, off the top of my head, they have been a 100% placement rate for as long as I've been with the college, which I started in 2011. So they've had a pretty good run of maintaining that 100% employment rate within their program. The building construction science program is right behind them, and the 97 to 98%. Those two programs do a really good job with internships, as well as the other architecture and art. But they do a lot of summer internships, and interior design actually has an internship that's required at the end of their degree, which really contributes to that 100% employment rate, because they're kind of transitioning from graduation to an internship, which usually leads to some professional placement in the field. So.
Awesome. I was going to ask about internships. You keep reading my mind, Laura.
It's just a natural flow, Casey.
All right, awesome. So you talked about alumni a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any interesting alumni that have graduated that might be doing something that will interest our students?
The nature of our degree programs in itself is interesting. I don't know that I've met very many boring College of Architecture, Art and Design students. They're all very creative and intriguing, which is, what I said, part of the reason why I love our college and I love working with our students. Off the top of my head though, Janet Marie Smith is one of our very beloved architecture alums, and she works specifically in sports facility design in baseball stadiums. And, she's had a very prestigious career that has led her to be able to, design in places like Fenway Park and with the Dodgers, and revitalizing their stadiums around these rapidly growing communities. So how do we, maintain that design and sustain it? And she's had a great career. We look at Kristen Lay, who was a BFA major, and she has, taken her name and her brand very far, and nationally known, and you can buy her products on Amazon. So, I don't think you have to look far to find an interesting student in CAD, and they do a great job of finding something interesting to do when they graduate.
Cool deal. One quick question I have is, if you're a part of the architecture program, you do have to stay for that 5th year, or do you have to stay? Can you talk to me a little bit about that and what that 5th year encompasses?
Yeah, absolutely. So the architecture program is a professional degree program, hence why we have the secondary application for students to get into that program. The first 4 years are here on the Starkville campus, and then when students complete all of their coursework, 1st through 4th year, they matriculate into the 5th year program, which is in Jackson. When I first started working here, I wasn't quite sure why. I just thought, well, that's something we do. But it is very strategic in why our 5th year students are learning in the Jackson Center. There are probably more practicing architects in the city of Jackson than most other cities in the state. And we are really focusing on professional practice and transitioning from learning about design to practicing in the field. And what better place to do it than in Jackson, there with our professionals that we have teaching those classes, like legal and the history class as well. So it's a great place for them to be.
Awesome. So now we will take some questions. So if you guys just want to drop a question in the chat box, we would be more than happy to answer that question. It could be just about anything about the College of Architecture, Art and Design, how you can get in touch with us, which we'll talk about that, maybe about visiting. For sure, just ask any questions away. While you guys are thinking of your questions, I'm gonna ask Laura what I just mentioned. So how can students get in contact with you?
So there are a couple different ways. Email would be the best way to reach me, and my email is lmitchell@CAD, and that's CAAD.msstate.edu. And we can, for sure, if they reach out to admissions, you guys do a great job of getting them in touch with us as well. Look us up on the website. We're on Facebook and all those social media places as well, and we'll be happy to entertain their questions.
Sure, and if you can't remember her email address that she just mentioned, you could go to cad.msstate.edu, caad.msstate.edu, and all of her contact information can be found there. So we had someone ask, how can I visit campus? Well, you are asking the right person because I'm the admissions counselor for campus visits. So you can actually go to campusvisit.msstate.edu and schedule an in-person campus visit, or we do have virtual options as well. And through there, you will just pick the date that's going to work the best for you. And then if you would like to meet with Laura or any of our other academic departments, just respond back to that confirmation email and request that. Or you can just email me, casey.malone@msstate.edu, and I'll help plan a really great campus visit for you. So it looks like we have a question coming in. It says, I have a question about the supplemental architecture application. I know it requires 2 drawings and a writing sample, but you mentioned there's a portfolio too. Can you answer that?
I sure can. So originally the portfolio was optional. This year, with some changes in the review process, we are requiring all students to submit a portfolio. That can be a daunting task for a high school student who maybe hasn't taken a lot of art classes. And what I want students to know is not to be intimidated by that request. We are merely looking for something from you that shows us that you have a creative desire. You want to make something, you want to draw something, you want to build something. We have seen, lots of examples of work. It doesn't have to be a lengthy portfolio. We're looking for, 4 to 5 submissions in that portfolio that will go along with your shoe drawings. It's been shoe drawings forever. I love opening those up and looking at everybody's shoes and the different types and styles, so that's always fun for me. But you're also going to include an academic resume and an essay. And with the academic resume, what we are looking for is what have you been doing? What have you been doing in high school? What are you taking as far as AP classes or dual enrollment, or what are some of the projects you've been involved with, or the clubs that you've been joining? Tell us about your academic experience.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So we mentioned the visit. So if they come visit, do they get to see anything neat while they're here?
Like I said, CAD is a really interesting program. So we're going to take you around. We're going to show you the tiny houses maybe, with the lighting center. We're going to show you the pinned up work around our studio. There's pinned up space everywhere. So we're going to show you what our students have been working on. And if you don't find that interesting, then we just need to keep talking about where it is you want to go. But all of those spaces in themselves are very intriguing for someone that is interested in these majors. And we're hopefully going to get you in front of the faculty or a director and let you talk with them about your interest as well.
All right, awesome. I was kind of using that as a way to get you guys to campus, to come visit us. We'd absolutely love to host you. I want to thank Laura so much for joining us tonight, and I want to thank you guys for joining us. If you think of a question later, or if you just want to say hey, we'd love to hear from you. So definitely give us a shout anytime, and we'd love to see you on campus. So this has been It's Major with the College of Architecture, Art, and Design. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And Hail State!
Yay.